All right. I greet you lovers of freedom. Ogwadana. You know, everything have now gotten twisted in MNK case. Now, the hunter have finally become what? The hunted. The hunter have finally become the hunted. MNK have said, for now, let his legal team back down, that he himself will defend himself in courts. And not only defending himself in courts, he mentioned names of people. Be Danjuma, Wikeo, name them, that will appear in courts as a defense, or no, rather as a witness. You know, one thing about MNK is this. When he was outside, he was a spiritual man. Compare it to now that he's inside, that always have a quiet time to communicate with the divinity. You know where I respect MNK the more is that I could remember when our lawyer Uzodimma came out after visiting him and said that MNK said the people who were alleging that 1966 coup was an Igbo coup, that he should take those people to court. Couple of weeks after Aloy Uzodimma made that tweet, boom, Babangida came up with his book. And in that very book, it was well spelled out that that coup was never an Igbo coup. And I asked myself, because at first, when Aloy Uzodimma made that tweet, I was asking myself, of what relevance is this tweet? That was the question I asked myself. Of what relevance is this tweet? A couple of weeks later, Babangida launched his book. And in that very book, it was spelled out that Igbos, that coup, was never an Igbo coup. Also, in this very MNK case now, that he said, let his lawyer back down, that he would defend himself. And why defending himself? That the likes of Devo Mai, Malami, etc., all of them, they will come as a witness. Now, the question we should be asking ourselves is this. Why did MNK decide to take this route? Why did he decide to take this very route? Because and he said he has accepted. See that terrorism, they have to debate on this issue of terrorism. And before this issue of terrorism will be debated, will be argued in court, that the names of people he mentioned, 25 and still counting, will appear in court as a witness. It's not all about kidnapping him from Kenya and renditioned him to Nigeria. Kept him in solitary confinement for years now. He never ends there. So this name he mentioned, he himself knows the reason why he mentioned those names. And those people he mentioned know the reason why he mentioned their names. Now, if these people fail to come to court, in other words, MNK, no gay case. Even the judge himself, Omotosho, was somehow astonished. He was like, what exactly this guy meant by mentioning these names to come as a witness in court. Anywhere Bintanyako is now, he will be thanking God that finally this case is no longer in her court. I don't know how Omoto Show will handle this thing, because in court, fair hearing is part of proceedings in court, and the person that is being accused, whatever he says in court, judge have to consider it. Judge have to consider it because he is the one standing trial. So long as he said, in this my very case, I want to show people to appear, to come and stand as a witness according to the ethics of the judiciary, they have no option than to come. Now the question is, will this name he mentioned appear in court? Will they come? You know that Nigerian politicians are so arrogant, they will not come. In other words, if they didn't come to stand as a witness, automatically the case is null and void. Persona non grata. MNK. Even to me, he will defend himself more than the lawyers who are defending him, because he's well read, well informed. Was it in one of his court case or court proceeding, he placed the prosecutor where he belongs. He told one of his lawyers they should give him the court order, that he doesn't have one. So why at your age, why would you be lying? Why would you be messing yourself up? Where is your integrity? So Biafrans, we are watching. The whole thing have taken a new dimension. This MNK case have taken a new dimension, which will be very, very difficult for this Omoto Show. You see this very route MNK have taken, man, it will be very difficult, because the judge have to make sure that the people he mentioned appeared in court. Now, will this very judge made these people to come to court? Is a question. So we are watching. The other day, Uzodimma was arrested. Why did he arrest him? Did he violent protest? Is a civic right of a citizen. Why did you arrest him? Now you're allowing him to court. Why? Because he's an Igbo man. He's an Igbo man. I so much believe that this kind of arrest, Uzodimma was arrested. If it happens to be a job, they cannot do so. If it happens to be, in fact, the least tribe in Nigeria, they cannot. But Igbos are like sheep without shepherd. They are like sacrificial lamb in that Nigeria. Anybody that sleeps and wake up can easily, do whatever he or she likes to Igbos. That's the very stage Igbos have find themselves into. Very sad. Courtesy of the people who parade themselves as the leaders and politicians from Eastern region. They've sold their birthright, they've sold everything just because of power. Now these guys, they know that the people who parade themselves as the political class don't have say where they are. What about the ordinary people? What about the ordinary people? But we are watching in this very MNK case. Now the case began. You see this very case. Now the case starts. Now the case starts properly. You can't just go and kidnap him from Kenya, torture him. After torturing him, closed his eyes, brought him back to Nigeria, kept him in solitary confinement. Even as I speak now, he's seriously ill, to the point that these guys got to manipulate the result of the test they conducted on him they have to manipulate it. Look at what they are saying, that he's fit to stand trial. Somebody that is seriously sick, now you've deprived him right to medication, which is in international, this thing is called I've forgotten what it can be referred as. Somebody that is sick. Why you cannot manipulate a sick person's result is against international law and every known laws in this world. Now the test they conducted on MNK, they have now manipulated it. Do you see the wickedness of them? Do you see the wickedness of these guys? All they wish is that MNK, they want all the system in his body to gradually, shut down. But God passed them. Just because, what's his name? Sawolu managed to enter court to see MNK. They saw the communication, how they embrace themselves. As in, to them, they will be asking, how did this guy manage to enter this very court? How did he manage to enter this court? But now they've arrested him. Sawolu himself is not even he has been wishing for this very arrest. Right from the day he called for this protest, he has been wishing for this arrest. This is not his first time. And all this unnecessary arrest is even exposing Nigeria. Now tell me, what is the crime of Sawolu? Because he entered court as an observer. That's his crime. And he managed to see MNK. They embraced themselves. MNK told him to be strong because he's aware of what he's doing. Be strong. Imagine someone that has been incarcerated and solitary confinement for years telling somebody who is a free man to be strong. That is to tell you that MNK, his spirit cannot be broken. You see, MNK, his spirit can never be broken. So Biafrans, now case starts because all these names MNK mentioned, they have no choice. If this case will continue, if this case will see the light of the day, all these names MNK mentioned, they will come to court, as he said. Usubirigo, I greet you all. Peace and love. Please, if the way we are propagating this gospel interests you, you like the way we are propagating this gospel without fear or favor, kindly hit the subscription button. Like the video and share the video. Very important. So that YouTube will suggest the video to wider audience. I greet you all. Peace and love.